Hey, 8th grade. So today we're going to go back to a review topic that we talked about earlier this year, and we're going to focus on what the causes of global climate change are. So first, let's just quickly review what is climate change. It's a change in global or regional climate patterns to an area. And what are the causes? So mainly the increase of greenhouse gases by humans is actually impacting the temperatures by trapping in heat. And we call this the greenhouse effect. And if you were to look at how humans are actually impacting our climate all over, you'll notice that we have more fossil fuel carbon in coral, more fossil fuel carbon in trees, in general, more carbon. We have ocean warming patterns, less oxygen in the air, the winter's warming faster than the summer, and we have less heat escaping into space. So another depiction of what the greenhouse effect is, you have the sunlight coming through, passing through the inner atmosphere and warming up the earth. And this heat is then radiated back towards space. But most of the outgoing heat is absorbed by greenhouse gas molecules and then re-emitted in all different directions. And this warms the surface of the earth and the lower atmosphere. So what are the gases that actually contribute? The main contributors are things like carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and water vapor. Water vapor is the most abundant, and it increases as temperature increases due to evaporation. Methane is from waste decomposition from both agriculture and livestock. Carbon dioxide is generated through fossil fuel use and deforestation or cutting down trees. Nitrous oxide is mostly used for fertilizers and farming practices. And then we also have something called a CFC, or a chlorofluorocarbon, and this is what can break down that ozone layer. And this is a man-made or synthetic material that has a lot of industrial uses. All life on Earth depends on energy coming from the sun, and about half of the light reaching the Earth's atmosphere passes through the air and clouds to the surface, where it's absorbed and then radiated upward in the form of infrared heat. And this is just like that picture we saw with the Earth and the atmosphere trapping it in. About 90% of the heat is then absorbed by the greenhouse gases and radiated back toward the surface, which is warmed to a life-supporting average of about 59 degrees. So if we look at this natural versus human enhanced greenhouse effect, you see that there's some sun with solar radiation, non-radiated heat, and a lot of the heat escapes into space. Notice how big this arrow is. This is showing you the difference between the human enhanced and the natural, where we have less heat escaping into space and a lot of it being re-emitted back in. So you'll notice that these two arrows switch on this side and this side in terms of thickness, which is indicating how much heat. Also notice how much thicker this layer of those greenhouse gases is compared to on the natural side. You're going to be doing an interactive today on land loss in Louisiana due to climate change. Once you've completed your packet, you should be on Quizlet.